Welcome back to Apple Tree Allotment. Down here on Thursday morning this week. I thought I'd come down and bring down a load of compost, loads of leaves from the garden. Brought down some water as usual, all of our vegetable peelings and stuff. Filling this compost up. Trying to get this bin full this year. I've just got this whole load of leaves from the house, the garden. Trying to bring them all down this year, make use of them. And so far, this bed is actually this one is actually pretty full. Obviously, it all got down a lot, but doing all right. And then that other one next to it's got the sort of harder stuff in that'll take a bit longer, so I'll leave that. That'll be sort of another year or two's worth, but this one should see us this year. I've just been having a bit of a sort out of our water. The biggest barrel at the back has a pipe to the next one, so they're connected, but it definitely wasn't draining out. The top one was full and the middle one was still pretty low. So I've actually changed the pipe. I found a different bit of pipe that was a bit shorter and fit a bit better, and moved a load of water into the middle one by hand. And I managed to turn that end one round a bit so I can get the pipe on better. But we'll see if that works. I don't want to waste water. It's a valuable resource around here. So yeah, managed to transfer some of that. At some point I'll come up with a better solution for that, but for now hopefully that'll see us for a while. Probably take a good couple of months unless we get decent rain for that to fill up anyway, so that's good. And once this side's full, I normally transfer it over to the bigger IBC tank on the other side. Having a look around the plot, we've done okay with the storm. I was worried. I saw a few pictures on the sort of local Facebook group of people pointing out things that had gone flying from the allotment site, so I was sort of concerned that there was quite a lot of damage down here, and there is a bit on some other plots. There was some people's big sort of, like, they've used old gazebos and put netting over them. One of those had gone flying quite a way, I think, and was upside down in the hedgerow. And I think there was a bit of damage over the other side. I'll go and have a look. But the extent of our damage is a bit of railing fence that I was storing there has fallen over, and that fence has definitely taken a battering. But it's not really a problem. It's old and knackered anyway, so not fussed about that. Probably do something like a picket fence along there at some point. All the posts are rotten. They've been for years. I don't know if the Allotment Society plan to do much about that. It's not, while it's standing, it's not really harming anyone. It's sort of there to keep the rabbits out, but other than that, it doesn't do a huge amount. There's a big ditch down all the way down that side anyway, so it's certainly not for security. And I'm right at the back. Other than that house you can see in the background, that's all there is that side, and that's their garden is ginormous, very big. Their garden's actually bigger than the allotment site, I think. So yeah, there's not a lot there, but yeah, we've got away with that one. That's all the damage I can see. Unfortunately, this person hasn't been so lucky. Their polytunnel is completely over. Framework doesn't look too bent, but I'm imagining the other side might be. Hopefully they'll be able to put that back up. I think this person was fairly new. I've never actually, I don't think I've ever seen anyone on this plot when I'm down here, but it's definitely changed in character. Someone had put this polytunnel up, and there's a whole load of plastic and rubbish on there that used to be very tidy. think they always grew like butternut squash or pumpkins every year in that space. So yeah, it's definitely someone different. But yeah, it's a shame they've got that damage. Looking around, I can see a couple of water butts, little water butts knocked over. Not a lot else. I think the site generally did okay. Luckily, obviously, it's winter, so not that many crops about to get damaged. But we did have maybe, it was forecast 50 to 60 mile an hour gusts, and certainly in the reservoir near us sounded pretty bad, but wasn't too bad around us. We did get a bit of our eucalyptus tree come down, a couple of branches, some pretty big ones, but nothing that a little bit of a saw didn't deal with, and that was okay. Bit more damage on this side of the allotment site. Unfortunately, the bench that's normally sitting on the grass is upside down in the pond, and that's a pretty heavy bench, so it's pretty amazing that's gone. I'll see if I can pull that out in a minute. That might take a couple of people to grab that. It's a fair way in, and I can see this plot just behind it. Unfortunately, their gate has gone, and their fence post has gone, so the fencing's gone, which means the rabbits will be having a field day. But again, luckily, it's just strawberries at the moment, so no massive harm done. And sadly, the biggest casualty I've seen is this big, I think it was an apple tree. It was a big old tree. I mean, it was leaning a bit anyway, and it's pretty old. It's probably pretty rotten. But yeah, that has taken a big tumble, and unfortunately taken out their fence, the same plots. It's taken out at least three bits of their fence, although they look like they're salvageable. But yeah, that's a fair sized tree to come down, which is a bit of a shame. That was a nice looking tree. The other ones look okay. I was just wandering over into the sort of orchard part to check our tree looks okay. Our plum tree. That wasn't too bad. That wasn't ledged in or anything. That come out easy enough. It is, however, absolutely covered in little like water snails, but there's absolutely tons of them down there, which is a shame. But yeah, at least it come out all right and doesn't look damaged at all. Just checking on the garlic bed. No sign of any garlic coming up, which is fine, although I did spot one over in the bed I grew in last year. Try and make an attempt to grow, so I'll just leave that there until we use that bed. It doesn't look like it's had much damage. There's one little hole where a mouse or something has probably eaten one of my bulbs, but yeah, just one so far, so that's good to see. Just been having a potter about, tidying up, grabbing some more leaves off the floor. Happy to leave them on the beds to mulch down, but yeah, grab some off the paving slabs and stuff, put them in the compost, and having a little tidy about. But yeah, not going to get much else done today. It's not a bad day. It's very foggy over the fields, so maybe it'll warm up a bit later. But yeah, it's a very wet day down here. All the grass paths are at that point of the year where it's, you know, everywhere you go you leave a muddy trail if you use the wheelbarrow or anything. So trying to stick to the bark paths and things. Yeah, but really glad the plot's okay. Our trees are okay, and our shed looks fine. We've been pretty lucky, much luckier than a couple of the other plots. On the whole, I think everyone did okay. That was a pretty big storm for us. We don't normally get that higher winds, so yeah, glad to see it's got through okay. I hope you're all keeping well, and look forward to talking to you soon. Hopefully we'll get into doing some building soon, join some of these beds together, and at some point I'll get to B&Q and get some more decking wood, build some more beds. But yeah, nice to have a little morning down the plot.